it's gone so fast, right? So the transition hasn't, I really haven't gotten up to speed yet. But I'm learning as I do it. So and we're apparently live.
Yeah.
And HellRaisers were going on a fast push banana, and they got locked down. And I think just to talk about this map a little bit about these two teams is I think it's a very balanced map in regards to these two teams. I think it's going to be a very close game, and we're just going to see who's the better team today.
First two frags going the way of Cloud9, who come in buoyant, full of confidence. But then when does an American team not show up and exude confidence? It's part of their DNA. I've never heard nothing in the 5 years I've known him say, oh, no, we're going to lose.
No, that's not going to happen. Americans are cocky. They're here to win, and they're going to let you know that they're here to win.
As we wait on the action here, HellRaisers setup going to make their way over towards A. 3 players there for them, and 2 sat from the Cloud9 team waiting to welcome them with open arms. It's Semfis who'll open up the shooting, but is dropped. It's Kusha who'll take that first frag. Now Shroud to hold on to the site, does do so with a headshot on towards Markelov, but reinforcements coming for Cloud9. 2-on-2 after plant here as Angel and Kusha will try to hold down this plant. One from the right, one from the left, as nothing will lead the charge. Nades come out and they push out together and they die and frag together. 1-on-1, Hiko for the round. Can he drop Kusha? He's got next to no health, but Hiko can't quite get an eye on him, and he's doing a great job of holding that sight back, but can the clock tick out? Hiko just needs to lick him and he'd finish him off. But Kusha doing a fantastic job of being avoidable. Oh, textbook play from Kusha. Made himself hard to hit and hard to find. And the round goes the way of the HellRaisers.
Yeah, and that was a great call by HellRaisers there to push the guy along. Let's go together. Let's just take one side and make sure that, yeah, sure, we might lose a person, but at least we get some map control on the side back. And that's exactly what it did. And then, Kusha, great play there. The one-on-one, Cloud9 couldn't kill him, and they won in the round. It's great. Let's just hope that they actually managed to win the eco now as well, or the anti-eco.
Talk to us about the reset there. They lost the opening, they lost one of the opening 3 frags. Yep. So they were on a 3-on-4 going into that A site, and they reset for that beautiful attack.
Yeah, I mean, just HellRaisers, when they lost 2 people there, they just stuck together. They went as a team, they go in, and I think that Cloud9 actually had some poor spots. They couldn't really help each other on the spots that they had. Had one guy in Graveyard and one guy in the big pit, and one guy went down, and all of a sudden, there's only one guy left that's holding the A site, and HellRaisers took advantage of it.
HellRaisers trying to convert that pistol round win into round number 2 as they push in towards this B site. The first 2 frags go their way, and they will climb on in to make that 3. Hiko dropped, and they'll get the bomb planted and pick up frag number 4. Your thoughts on HellRaisers for this tournament? Much better, stronger on land always, but they sometimes flatter to deceive.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that in group stages they are actually pretty decent, because it's like, again, they are extremely inconsistent, but when it comes to best of 1, they can actually surprise, and they are good. Like when they play up to par, they are an extremely good team, but so is Cloud9. That's why this game is going to be so exciting in terms of who's the better team today. And then you see here, for example, it's a perfect anti-eco made by HellRaisers. They had Angel with the Galil only. He was the one clearing out the whole B site, where the other one was just basically just waiting for him to call if it's clear or not. And once they got into the site, everyone else came, to help him out, and perfect execution on the B site.
Now, point that the guys made earlier on about Cloud9 having spent so much time over here. If you go back to 1.6 days, that last EG team spent a lot of time over in Europe as well. And actually, it was it didn't bear the fruit that they wanted. What do you think of Cloud9 and their tour of Europe?
I think that, first of all, I think it's also positive but negative for them as well, because the thing they had going for them before was that no one really knew how they played. They come from US, they only play these tournaments, and they don't practice versus European teams. But now they've been, in Europe for quite some time. Sure, they got adjusted to the time. They can't really blame jet lag anymore, and they get to, see how Europeans play to a much more extent than if they were to just play versus them on a tournament. So I think that's positive. But then again, like I said, now the Europeans get a chance to get a feel for how Cloud9 plays as well, which can also be the negative. And you see here, HellRaisers doing the exact same anti-eco as they did last time. They're trying to take over B, just trying to sniff out a player or 2 and see, is it clear, is it not? And then again, Angel is the one leading the charge. He's just checking, see what happens, and then they can just rotate back. Notice there's a lot of Cloud9 players.
They open up with 2 frags as they will continue this push into B. Simple has 2 of them, and nothing goes down. Sorry, as Semfis joins the party. And for HellRaisers, they've swapped out, as it was Hiko mentioning earlier on in the video. You know, they played this time last year at DreamHack, and the big change that's happened since then is Simple on the HellRaiser side. Obviously, they're no longer Astana Dragons as Shroud goes down. Your thoughts on Simple and what he's brought to this team?
Simple is an extremely talented player. Like, I think he's 16 years old and he's extremely talented. I actually think he just aced as well. That's his probably, well, this is his first major, and that's probably his first ace at an event as well. And then you see there as well, at that anti-eco, Angel was sniffing at B, he got headshotted. Instead of just rushing in, you know, being sloppy, HellRaisers actually fell back a little bit. And then what happened was that Cloud9 actually wanted to push them out. And then Simple was there to pick up the slack. You know, he got 1, he got 2, he got 3, he even got 4 on the B side. And there you go. And that was patient play by HellRaisers that paid off. And I think from Cloud9's point, they should have just held. You know, they knew that they got a headshot on Angel. Just wait. You know, wait and see what happens instead of just rushing out just to die.
First buy round here for Cloud9. What can they offer as Dozier leads a charge for them? Goes in under the arches. He's got a Semphis on the other side of it, and Semphis' headshot does dispatch of Dozier. Man to the good are Cloud9 as Simple will try to recreate his success of the last round, but Angel's going nowhere, courtesy of Sean Garris. Point blank, headshot comes in, Simple is down. Sean Garris has 2. He's 1 more to the right. Who's firing at him? It's Kusha who gets that frag, and now Cloud9 looking to reassert their dominance on this A site. They've 3 players up against HellRaisers 2. Markelov and Kusha with just 10 points of health. And Shroud have Molotov in the face as he will get himself out of trouble, but they'll know exactly where he is as that second one comes in. He's looking for Kusha. Take him out, and that's just 1 man left. They do exactly that. Last man's Markelov, and he's going nowhere. And Cloud9 on the board.
Yeah, great round by Cloud9. You saw there, Sean Garris did an excellent job holding Arch or Quad. And then Shroud, but when both Sean Garris and I'm not sure who else it was on the A side, but when they both died, Shroud just kept staying alive. So he got the backup players from Cloud9 to help him out, you know, and that's key. Like, if he would have died, they would have had the entire site. They would just, you know, planted the bomb, going into pit, and they could have actually won that round. But because Shroud stayed alive, Cloud9 had a perfect opportunity to just retake or just hold the site.
Simple with the AWP this round.
And just here we see a regular standard play coming out from HellRaisers. The round before was a really fast A round. You know, they tried to catch Cloud9 off guard. Obviously that didn't work, so now they're just sticking to, you know, what they're practicing, what they do most of. You know, all the pro teams normally just open up with a standard, and you know, you go basically like a pick and play, and now Simple has an AWP as well. So, you know, a standard round is actually pretty good in this scenario. You know, he can try and work his picks, maybe get an entry or 2, you know, and fall back and basically do whatever he wants just to abuse and try and get map control.
You can see a few shots rattled off, but they've seen nothing from the Cloud9 side. What's the key to avoiding losing that early man?
Well, the key is obviously, well, right now I don't think they know that he actually has the AWP, but just to keep it smoked off, don't take, you know, I would say bad angles, you know, don't overpeak or don't do anything like that. Just hold your positions. And I mean, the round before, Cloud9 had a perfect setup, and that's exactly what they're doing now again. And now HellRaisers are choosing to hit B.
Hiko pushing out, almost had an opportunity on Angel, but Angel struck first. Nothing rotating around the back of those 2 players now as they make their way in towards the site. Can nothing prevent anything? Well, the bomb has gone down, and it's now 5 men up for the HellRaisers. There's an afterplant, and Cloud9 lose Semphis. And the question is, do they go for this, or do they stage a staggered retreat? That's what Nothing is trying to do, and the other 2 players have already got themselves out of there. And in this situation, is it cool heads prevail to make that retreat call? Yeah,
it's a smart move just to save. I mean, they have the bomb down, it's 5 versus 3, and they don't have that much money. It's a perfect call to make. Obviously, one guy with Cloud9 was stuck in ruins and coils, so he couldn't really get away, but the other 2, they should be able to save their weapons, so they can at least maybe drop a weapon or 2 next round they can still buy.
Now, we're only 5 rounds into this, and you know, not necessarily the pressure is on just yet, but how easy is it to make that save call when you're pumped up to try and make a retake, and then suddenly someone's like, no, save, and you're Nothing who's already stuck in ruins?
Yeah, but I think that's a call that, you know, Sean Garris makes. You know, it's if he realizes himself, we're not going to be able to get into the site, you know, where they keep on smoking. They only used 2 smokes to get into the site, and then they have another 3 smokes to use for the retake, and then it's extremely difficult for Cloud9 to actually retake the site, and then it's just that call to make where, you know, it's not worth it. Let's just not die. Let's just try and not die and just save our weapons, and we can try and win the next round.
Here we go. HellRaisers pushing B, where they've had quite some success thus far. Dozier gets himself the first. Angel's in. Nothing returns the favor back onto Angel, but HellRaisers have just 2 C9 players who are over at A to deal with, and they will pose no threat. They'll push themselves into a 5-1 lead, and a great start from them.
It's a really great start, especially on the T side on Inferno, and this is something that Cloud9 has had problems with before. You know, they are a pretty, well, they have been a pretty decent Inferno team, but as of late, they're playing pretty sloppy. You saw there, they actually stacked 3 guys at B. HellRaisers came in, and they sort of had a crossfire, but when that first flash hit, no one was helping each other. They followed one by one, and you didn't get, you know, there was no help, there was no revenge frag or anything like that. And then obviously it's easy for HellRaisers to actually abuse that when, you know, Cloud9, they aren't really helping each other. And like you said as well, HellRaisers are off to a great start, 5 rounds in the first 6 on the T side on Inferno. This is looking good for HellRaisers.
How well do you know the HellRaisers players? How much do they mingle with the very social CSGO scene?
Yes, I mean, they're very social as well. I mean, Angel and Markelov, Kucher, they're all very social. And then, you know, obviously I haven't had a chance to talk to Simple that much since he's new to the team. Dosha is, I'm pretty sure everyone is familiar with Dosha, right? He's the kind of guy, he doesn't talk much, but he's around, you know, he always hangs out with everyone, even though he doesn't talk, you know, he listens and he can, you know, come with 1 or 2 comments about vodka, and that's about it. But he's still a very, very nice guy if he does choose to talk.
Big hit coming in there from Simple. And Angel with a slither of an opportunity to try and pick up the frag onto Hiko. The smoke should allow both Angel and Hiko to retreat. And Hiko takes that invitation to do so, gets himself out of there. But that frag onto nothing gives again that advantage to HellRaisers from here.
Yeah, and Cloud9 just tried to do something differently here. They were trying to just play it passive and play it like they normally do. You know, go play this offensive and let them come to you. And now they tried something new with their weapons, like, okay, let's try and push Banana this round. Nothing got lost in the push, and then again, no revenge frag. There was nothing, right? He died, and then what happened was they instantly fell back. There needs to be some sort of communication here. It's like, okay, are we going to push Banana? And if we are, we're going to stick to the plan. We can't leave one man behind and just back up, because all of a sudden, what happened this round? Yeah, you lost entry. And now HellRaisers have the advantage again.
Here comes Simple looking for a pixel to strike at, but nothing there for him as he edges the way forward for that HellRaisers side, who now come in. First shot comes in, it's Dozier who'll get the frag onto Hiko. Semphis follows suit, and the B-bomb site once again is property of the HellRaisers. There are 2 Cloud9 players with 1 HellRaisers player just sandwiched in here. It's Markelov who's gone hunting for frags. Last man is Sean Garrison, hard to find for Markelov, but he's a wanted man, and HellRaisers going to go 5 rounds to the good and take a 6-1 lead. And at what point do alarm bells start going off for the Americans?
Oh, it should be now. I mean, they've been losing plenty of rounds, and like I said, they just tried something new there. They tried to push Banana. It didn't really pan out, because it looks like they have a game plan, but once you lose entry and whatever, then that game plan just falls short, and they don't really have a backup for it. And there you see, it's a great play by HellRaisers as well. They got the site, and just as soon as they got the site, they start hunting for the Cloud9 players, because they know that they have no money, and we're starting to build up our own economy. So it's actually a very smart idea to actually just, you know, try and chase out and try and kill them so they lose their guns.
Now, of the 7 rounds that we've had, I'm going to say 5 have been up on the B-bomb site. That may even be 6. And Cloud9 have got very little to offer. Now, if you compare that to a Fnatic B defense, which they push down Banana and aggressively hold it, they've got it nailed. What should Cloud9 be doing differently at this moment at B?
I mean, I like the idea that they actually push, but they need to stick to the plan. And if that doesn't work, I'm pretty sure next round they're not going to try and go aggressive again, because they're going to be thinking like, okay, well, that didn't work. So they need to save up some money, they need to have their economy, they need to get some Molotovs, they need to get some smokes, so they can actually still stand defensive, but at least hold the site and play together. You have 2 options, either hold the site together or you play on retake, and that means that you have one guy in CT spawn, you have one guy in coils, and you just stick with the
what a hit from Sean Garris.
Amazing shot by Sean Garris.
Has he got one more in his locker? He's certainly forced a little bit of a second thought from the HellRaisers side, who want to come his way, and he's between a rock and a fiery place, but he comes out firing, gets the frag onto Markelov, chases down the AK, can he get it? No, Kusha says, there shall be no romance in this house. And Simple will move in towards that A site now as Cloud9 on an eco, but a man to the good, as Sean Garris dispatched of 2 of the HellRaisers players. Shroud sat in the old Moto pit as Kusha will come his way, and a bullet comes whiskering over the top of Kusha, who'll now push him with the reinforcements of Dozier coming down the left. It's Semfis who'll get that frag. Simple joins the fun, and HellRaisers have 3 now, and it leaves just Hiko 1 on 2. Simple and Kusha to go. What does he have to offer? And 9 seconds to prevent the bomb going down, which he doesn't.
Yeah, it was a good eco by Cloud9. I really don't think that Hiko can actually win this round. He doesn't have a kit, he has a pistol, no armor, and they're both at full HP. And there you go. Again, yeah, HellRaisers lost 2 entries, but they managed to, again, they go together. When that happens, it's really good from HellRaisers that they stick together, they take a site, and you just do it together.
And this was Sean Garris's play in the house. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, it was a perfect start, but it was a shame that the round didn't end that way as well. You know, I would love to see Cloud9 gamble a little bit more now. You know, they have some smokes, they have the Molotovs, they have everything they need now. And now we can just see they're doing the aggressive banana smoke again, and they are actually trying to go a little bit of aggressive banana, which I like. I mean, they need to try and get an entry. They need to try and at least get that edge on HellRaisers, because right now what's happening is that they're losing entry every round. And then it's extremely hard to hold versus at the moment, very strong HellRaisers.
Countering the Cloud9 smoke was that Molotov that just stopped nothing from pushing down too far, and somewhat nullified, because you look at those Cloud9 players, they've got 1 at the top of banana, but nothing's retreated a long way as well, and they've not been able to get in the faces of this HellRaisers side this round.
Yeah, and the way, I mean, for Cloud9 and the opening here, it's actually good because they gain some map control. They have the whole banana up until there's no smokes left. But by that time, the time is already ticking away, right? And you see now, Cloud9, they only have 1 guy at B. They have 1 guy that's pretty close, but he's also close to A, which is great. This is how teams play Inferno, the great teams. You know, they have 1 guy at B. They can just hold them off for as long as possible until backup arrives. And then if the opponents actually go on A, they should have technically 4 people there. And HellRaisers, again, they're doing it smart. You know, they waited for the smoke of banana, now they're pushing banana again. Because they know it's been working, right? They've been taking banana every single time. They've taken the B side, and they've been doing it in style. You know, Molotovs everywhere. There's no way Cloud9 can hold.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And they go with that mentality to frag Hiko. Nothing does return the favor. Kusha gets dropped, and we're 1 for 1. But the remaining 12 seconds should see a bomb go down in on the B site, and did exactly that as nothing. We'll see the smoke clearing. There's no one left for him to shoot at. What can he get? He's taking damage himself. He's down to just 8 points of health, and it'll be Angel who gets it. Nothing down. Reinforcements beginning to come, but as they come, hope may be restored with Shroud picking up the frag. Not long left on that bomb, though, as Simple picks off Sean Garris. Return from Shroud. He'll go in here. Dozier makes himself big with the headshot onto Shroud. Markov's still alive as well. And Semfis says, you know what, I've had enough, and gets out of there. And the HellRaisers will hold on and race away into an 8-1 lead. Did you see this some 9 rounds ago?
No, I did not. I actually did not expect this. I mean, they had so much time to actually work on their Inferno CT play, and right now I think everything is just falling apart for them. They probably had a very solid game plan coming into this game, but right now it's not working. You need to come up on stuff on the fly, you know? They're hitting, obviously, HellRaisers, they're abusing B. What can we do to counter that? Maybe push down mid, maybe stack 3B, like do something, you know? You know that they're using Molotovs to their advantage. You can't really stay, you know, close quarters on the B side. So, okay, what can we do to actually change that to give the edge to us? And one of the facts, like I said before, would be to try and go for an entry, you know, be a bit aggressive. You know, don't get scared because you're 8 rounds down or 7 rounds down. You know, be aggressive, get that entry, get the ball rolling.
Angel leads the charge, and he will go down. It's Nothing who claims the first frag for Cloud9, and absolutely crucial there. As reinforcements are not coming that way. They're charging on in towards the A site now. There's going to be Markov and Kusha both on the damage. Sean Garris and Shroud follow. Sem joins them, and it's just 2 players left up for Cloud9 against the 3 of the HellRaisers who have absolute control of the A site. And those 2 on B getting that first frag must have thought they'd done their job, must have thought, we'll be all right. But no, HellRaisers are going to win the 10th round, and Nothing and Hiko will just sit back and can affect nothing about it.
Yeah, exactly, and it was a shame there. I mean, I think that Shroud should have had at least one of the kills there when they dropped down from apps, and he just didn't get it. And then again, HellRaisers, they got control of the pit, and then all of a sudden, you know, they get the other person holding A, and then they have the site, and there's nothing and Hiko could do. They just have to run away and save their guns. even though they got the entry now. It was supposed to be a B fake from HellRaisers. That's why they had one guy there. But they were pushed out by the car on Banana from Cloud9's side, and they by that time they instantly knew that it was supposed to be a fake. They didn't see anyone else Banana, right? And then at the same time, Shroud saw the guys in apps, instantly rotate, try and help your team. If Shroud would have gotten at least one of them there, I think that this round would have looked differently, but he didn't, and then it cost him the round.
Cloud9 really beginning to feel the pressure, and remember, 2 losses and you're out. So they're 50% of the way to a very long plane ride home.
Exactly, and
unless they can turn this one away.
I mean, who knows? If they've been working on Inferno, who knows? Maybe they're like super good on T side as well. But this is not the start you want. This is the first game of the tournament for Cloud9, and this is not how you want to start the tournament.
Markov jumps out of the apartments, gets himself the first frag. Sean Garris does return the favor, but he's going nowhere fast. Semfis and Sean Garris both down, and it's another 4-on-2. Bomb planted, and this time, Nothing and Hiko closer to the action will push this one out. And I think the scoreboard's forcing that agenda more than anything else. So they go looking for Nothing. It's going to be Angel, a jump out and gets dropped. 2-on-3. Opportunity knocks here for Cloud9 as the nade will push them back, and they both lose about 40 points of health, the pair of them, and they're not going to be able to go any further now. They retreat back out, and they will not even be able to chase out an exit frag themselves. And from Cloud9's perspective, this was not what the doctor ordered.
No.
They woke up this morning thinking, we're here to send a message. We've been in Europe for all this time. And that has not happened.
No, I'm not going to take anything over from HellRaisers. They're playing super well right now. They're playing up like beyond my expectations. But one thing for Cloud9, they need to play together. You see, whenever they're dropping like flies, and it's not even on the same side of the map. One guy that died in apps and one guy died at Arch, and they're not helping each other. They need to stick together. They need to help each other. You need to have a crossfire. You need to actually, if one dies, you need to have someone that actually at least gets the reverse frag, so you actually keep the ball rolling as in terms of so you don't lose that manpower.
11 rounds in, HellRaisers have 10 of them. And it's Simple who'll look for that push across middle, and his opening AWP shot doesn't quite do the damage. He's taken a whisker himself, but he and Angel combine, and Semfis and Sean Garris can get nowhere. Your thoughts on that?
I like the idea that they actually tried something new. They wanted to try and go aggressive mid a bit later in the round. Normally, teams tend to go aggressive in the beginning of the round. This was something new, I think, that they probably just scooped up, and it was basically just on the fly thing. Hey, let's flash mid, and and then when they didn't see someone, they actually pushed down to try and check second mid, but then Simple got flashed, and he was actually just hiding. So he got that one frag, and then the guy from second mid got another frag, and there you go, and they lost again 2 entries.
Now HellRaisers with all the time in the world to pick their spot. Nothing will look to pull one back on the scoreboard, but can do nothing of the sort, though no damage done to him. Dozier down to 56 points of health. And now it'll be Shroud to see action coming in towards the pit, and it'll be Markov who gets that frag. Nothing and Hiko, the last 2 standing. Hiko comes around the side, drops a headshot on towards Kusha. Reinforcements just about to arrive from mid in the shape of Nothing, but do they want to go for this? This is a tough 2-on-4 after plant as Hiko was pushed out of his position. They really don't have time to, or rounds to play with, to be picking and choosing when they want to go for these ballsy rounds, but this is not going to be one of them. They do pull back out, and it will be 11-10 HellRaisers.
11-1.
Sorry, yeah, 11-1.
Yeah, and you can see there, even it was the same with last round for Cloud9. They actually do try to retake the site. The problem is that HellRaisers have so many nades to work with when they're holding the site, and there's really nothing Cloud9 can do. Nothing doing a good job here. He got one from HellRaisers, he got another one, and then died. The problem here is the HellRaisers, they have so much money to work with, so it doesn't really matter if you kill them after the round is done. You actually need to win the round. And I mean, for Cloud9's point, they need to get the remaining 3 here.
On board there with Sean Garris, and you can see the look of disdain across his face. What does it take? What is the call? Tell me, you've been in this situation before. What is it that can magically flick a switch and turn a great team back on?
Well, one other thing would be, a great round from a player. One player gets like 3 or 4, he locks down the site. That just boosts momentum in the team. And again, you see here, HellRaisers going for the B-bomb side again.
It's nothing, he'll have to bail him out. He can't do so. Dozier gets the frag. It's a headshot onto nothing. Hiko now with opportunity to return the favor. Does so, but Angel makes sure he goes no further. It's a 3-on-4 with the bomb about to go down on that B site once again. And Semphis, right in the thick of things, down to 52 points of health, does deliver a slither of damage to Simple in that site. But the two of them coming around from the ruins, going to go up against that AWP of Simple now, and as he gets a whisker, he can't quite finish off the job. Cloud9 with so little time, this is the one they have to push in for. They get the frag onto the AWP, they're 3-on-3, but that bomb is so close to blowing, they'll surely never get in able to defuse it, particularly if Markelov dispatches of them all, and Kusha and Angel join in, and on those final 3 frags, they shared them equally amongst them all. The HellRaisers are looking simply ruthless right now.
Yeah, and HellRaisers, you can tell they've been working on their hold when they get the bomb down. Look at how beautiful they do it. They keep Cloud9 off the bomb, and they spend so much time, waiting through the smokes and whatever. So it's like an excellent patient play from HellRaisers coming in after the bomb is down, and there's really nothing Cloud9 can do about it. It's not like they can gamble right now because they're losing both sides. It's not like they're doing well on the A side. And here you see, this is what I like. Shroud pushing down mid. This is exactly what they need. They got the entry now. They have mid control. They have banana control. Just fall back now. You got the entry. You're still aggressive in banana, and just hold.
And from here on in, now that you've sent this message, it repeats around every round thereafter.
Exactly. Like, you need to do something. And look how easy this round turns out to be for Cloud9 now. They pushed down mid. They got that. They got mid control. They got banana control, and then all of a sudden, that's how you change an outcome of a round.
Problem is, it's a little late in the day. Markelov going to go up against Semphis, and suddenly we're back to a 2-on-3 with the A site about to be stamped with HellRaisers ink. Sean Garris is the man who's going to try and stop that. They're trying to toss the bomb over from the pit towards Markelov, but Markelov has decided he's going to have to take matters into his own hand and go looking for Sean Garris. It hasn't happened for him. Still time to play with, as that bomb pass again doesn't quite come off for the HellRaisers. And Markelov now going up against Hiko. Hiko does damage. We know where they are. Sean Garris is going to peek out next, and Markelov was expecting it, but could do nothing about it. Simple in the pit, 1-on-3. Damage to Sean Garris. This is doable for Simple, as he will go up for the next one. Can he finish off the job? Oh, close, but no cigar. Hiko pulls Cloud9 for their second round.
Yeah, and you can tell by Cloud9's faces there, even though they won the round, they're not really happy. That round should have been over a long time ago, and yet it ended up in a 1-versus-1, and Hiko was actually headshotted from before. He has 23 HP. They could have easily lost that round. Instead, they got 2 entries. Fall back and hold the positions. Instead of just, they had mid control still, but no one was watching apps. So he was just jumping down, and he flanked the guy coming from Arch. It's just sloppy play right now.
Last round of the half. Cloud9 this time going aggressive once again, but you can see that HellRaisers are expecting that as they sit deep and just look for the frags, and in the end they're just walking onto the end of those Ukrainian AK-47s as they pick themselves up the next frag, and we're talking 3-on-5. Shroud is going to have to hold on to this A-bomb site and do something special. There's still action going off in mid, and the bomb's going to not make its way up towards A as the banana walkway, which has yielded 100% success for the HellRaisers every time they've gone up it. Well, yeah, I'll see whether that stretches out into 13 times, as Sean Garris is the man waiting there with the FAMAS, gets himself frag number 1 on towards Dozier, and with it claims the bomb, which should signal reinforcements coming his way. Second frag of the round for Sean Garris, who has been a bright spark in a very poor first half for Cloud9. Hiko now firing in towards the smoke, trying to do some damage. Angel has 10, Markelov 100, and Kusha 40. 2-on-3. Not impossible for Cloud9 if they can get it together, but that Molotov will group them up as they couldn't make any quick moves in towards that site, as Kusha will be the man to show first, perhaps, or will it be Angel with his low health to just be the sighter? There it is, Angel sights, bullets coming towards him. Shroud now goes looking for the next one, but it's Kusha that comes out on top. Big double hit from Kusha, and that will be HellRaisers 13 rounds to 2 against Cloud9, sending a big message to everybody else that they are here and they mean business.
Yeah, what a perfect start to the tournament for HellRaisers. I mean, 13 rounds on the T side on Inferno. And again, like I said before, they've been really working on their defensive mechanism, or when they get the bomb down, how they hold the sights. You saw that there was no stupid peeking from anyone from HellRaisers. They just held. They had a perfect crossfire, and they had Cloud9 come to them, and they used their smokes to their and the nades to their advantage. And all of a sudden, time is ticking away, and Cloud9 is getting stressed, more stressed. And all of a sudden, instead of retaking the site smartly, they're doing it sloppy. And this is again and again that's what we're seeing from Cloud9. And at this point, I'm worried.
Talk to us about the role of the coach now. You guys at NIP employed it with Peter as well. What does he do? What is he saying there?
He's just trying to make sure that everything is falling into place. If we have a strat running, then at least do it as a team, as a unit. He's the one making sure that no one is doing something that he's not supposed to. Right now, he's probably saying, like, great half, guys, but don't relax yet. We have still 1 half to go. Get the pistol, get this over with, and let's move on to play Fnatic.
Other side, silence on there as see now instructions being barked out, but you could just see from the body language that's not a positive team talk.
No, it's really not. I mean, they're probably still talking about what happened on the first half, which is which it shouldn't be. They should be talking about, okay, what can we do on this half? Because the mentality you should have is that, okay, if HellRaisers can get 13 rounds on the T side, so can we, right? Whatever they can do, we can do better.
And how much of that easier said than done, though? How much of it, when you sat there, are you just like raging in your head and you don't want to talk to anyone right now?
It's extremely hard, especially, I think things eases up a little bit when you actually get the pistol, because then you feel like, okay, we won the first round, let's just keep going, let's get the 2 anti-ecos running as well, and then all of a sudden, the rounds, even though it says 13-2, if you get a good start and get the momentum up and going, then anything can happen.
Well, we are going to get up and going. As a caster for Flair, your job is to portray optimism at all times. So, are you optimistic about Cloud9's chances to come back?
I'd say that if they get the pistol and if they win the anti-ecos and they win the first weapon round, they could. But right now, things are not looking bright.
On board with Dozier of the HellRaisers as he spots a whisker of a Cloud9 player coming in towards the apartments. It'll be a second peek for him as he sees absolutely nothing coming his way. Hiko is in there, and Sean Garrison, the rest of the posse will make their way up towards Banana. I don't think they've been sighted at all this far.
And you can see here as well, Cloud9, they have 2 smokes and 1 flash. So we're seeing a B execution here. 1 smoke from seat to spawn and 1 smoke goes to coils, just to get the site and get the bomb down and hopefully don't lose a man or 2. They're just waiting for the smokes now. They have time. They're just waiting so they don't have to run into more smokes.
What are the role of the people at A at this moment in time? Is their role to go and find out information, or should they be set back? Or is that just 2 different playstyles? One's peeking and looking for information, one's happy to sit passive?
I mean, if they have a defensive strat that HellRaisers seem to have, there's no point in them needing to fish information. Right now, they actually got the call as well. They're going B, so you see the rotation should be coming from the A side.
Nothing delivers a headshot on towards Kusha. That must have felt good for him. Markelov shows them how it's done with 2. Nothing and Sean Garris both hit the deck. Semfis finally stops Markelov in his track. We're at 3-on-3, and those HellRaisers players are quick to the mark as they get over towards that B site. Coming in through ruins now will be simple. And this has got an all too familiar feel for it. Can Cloud9 do what HellRaisers did to them and hold on after plant? As damage is done by Hiko, but he goes down. Reinforcements come from Sem as he gets himself the first frag. Can Shroud help? Yes, he can. Simple's out. 2 versus 1. And Angel has only 31 points of health. Cloud9 are on the board.
Great round by Cloud9. Like I said,
optimism comes back.
Yes, and you need to. Cloud9 as well. You see, I'm hoping that they get pumped now. They won the pistol. Let's just keep rolling. And you saw there. Yeah, great hold from Markelov. He got 2 there. It's a shame that the rest of his team couldn't retake the site. But again, Cloud9 did it. Like I was saying before, they didn't take stupid peeks. Hiko got caught in the open, but the remaining 2, they were calm. They were calm and collected. They just waited for HellRaisers to make the move, and that's what happened, and they actually won the round.
The first frag of the Hiko goes their way. Angel with the scout. Your thoughts on the scout and its effectiveness?
I think it's really good if you go by yourself. If you let the opponents peek you, the one thing you can do about it is stick together. If you see a scout, yeah, sure, there might be a scout there, but it's not like he's going to be able to hit 5 people rushing at you, for example, or, you know, they're going together. So right now, they're just keeping it calm, Cloud9, but they should eventually just stick together, go all 5 together on one side, and just, they don't have to use any fancy nades or anything like that. Just go together and, you know, take it calm. If they see someone, don't just try and rush him in, because who knows, they might be stacking B or whatever, but just, you know, you take the side, calm and collected, and things will work out. And right now, like the pistol, Cloud9 is basically just waiting for the smoke to fade here, and then they can just walk into B and, you know, peek their angles. And that's exactly what they're waiting for now.
Here comes the assault from Cloud9. And this second half has taken a very familiar pacing to that of the first. Semfis will look for Markelov, but Markelov is going to do the damage, gets the first. Second frag comes in as well, and it's Hiko that follows suit. And Markelov has done more than enough here. Shroud finally puts him down, but took some 78 points of health himself. 3 frags coming quickly for Cloud9 as they look to stop any thought of a HellRaisers retaliation, and Angel is going to be the man who has to deliver something. I'm sure Gareth will make sure that's not going to happen. The crowd get behind Cloud9. They want to see a good game of it, but still that's not quite flowing into the body language of the North American side.
Yeah, and I like the idea there. Cloud9 actually just had, like, they used that round as a regular weapon round. You know, they had Molotovs on the side, they smoked off CT spawn, they waited for the smoke. Sure, Markelov got 2, but at the end of the day, they won the round, right? They only lost 2, and they could at least hold the side, which is good. It was a fairly decent anti-eco, I'd say.
Dosia.
And you see here as well, HellRaisers have it after they're like, okay, well, they went B last round. Let's just take a gamble here and put 3 guys at B. Because last round they only had 1 guy at B, and that was Markelov, and they took a gamble that they might go A. Now they're doing the opposite. We'll just have 3 guys at B, and we have 1 guy in CT spawn just waiting. That's also very fast towards B.
And from Cloud9's perspective, they've committed nowhere. They'll look for some form of information. If they get a pick, they can follow it up. They can try and bait the HellRaisers side. But let's see whether there is to be any information before they commit to B, because he will be the first move. It's Sean Garris who goes in, can see absolutely nothing. Flash comes on to Simple. I think it's a vital moment because he was almost about to get dropped. He was almost about to drop Sean Garris. But Sean Garris is there. Next flash comes in, Simple still the scout, and Angel just jumps around the back, puts Sean Garris out of his misery, and Cloud9 in a world of trouble here. Semfis gets the kill, and these players up at B are about to get completely surrounded. There's one pushing down the middle who may well help out. Semfis has 2 now, Kusha and Markelov down, and Angel comes in with his next frags. It's nothing, it is out for the count. And it's 2-on-3. Angel goes out, and Semfis has another one. And Semfis is on for an ace if he can get the last frag. He gets it, and Semfis has the ace. And Cloud9 have confidence flowing back into their veins.
Yeah, and there you see a perfect scenario for Cloud9. HellRaisers stacked B. Cloud9, however, they took it calm. They took the site very calmly, calm and collected. So they didn't really rush the side. When they saw someone, they just kept on going. There was a limited amount of time as well, so it's not like, you know, they didn't get stressed out about it. And that's exactly what you should do. Even though they stacked the B bomb site, Cloud9 could still go in because they took their time and they actually just, you know, stuck together and helped each other, and that's why they won that round.
So much of what you said was needed for a Cloud9 comeback has happened. Won the the pistol, converted it, and have had a player deliver a big round that will have inspired some confidence amongst his teammates.
Yeah,
what
this
next?
round. Yeah, this round is also very important. It's the first weapon round for HellRaisers. If Cloud9 wins this one, HellRaisers will have to save again, and all of a sudden, you know, Cloud9 would have 7 rounds if they actually win the anti-eco again. You know, it's actually cutting it close. But we're going to have to see what they do here. They actually, by the looks of it, it looks like they're actually going to opt to go for B once the smoke's faded, which I like. You know, B is a very hard, like a tough site to hold. And if you have good smokes, if you have good Molotovs, good flashes, it's very easy to abuse that bomb site, especially if you have a team that doesn't really know how to counter it.
Here we go, action coming up through the middle. It'll be Angel firing in towards Hiko, but Hiko gets the frag first. Now Dosia looking for the next Cloud9 player. It'll be Shroud who pokes his head around the corner, and Simple goes out to greet him with open arms. And the sight of Simple sends Cloud9 racing back down the middle, and they will charge with that bomb up towards B. lead the assault where Markov and Kusha are lying in wait for them. The nades haven't been too effective, but nothing's double AK headshot. Oh, sorry, one on to Sean Garris will have changed the complexity of this in some way. Bomb been planted. Nothing is the man on top of it and has to bail his team out of this one way or another. It's 3-on-3 after plant here, and Cloud9 need to buy themselves a little bit of time here because the HellRaisers assault is coming in now. 3-on-2. First frag as Hiko goes down. Senfis joins him. Nothing gonna have to deliver big here. 1-on-3. What's he got? The bomb is being defused as well. He's got the first. Spies the bomb planter, but as his eyes lay onto Dozier, Simple puts him out of his misery. And all eyes on nothing at that moment.
Yeah, and there you see the difference. That round, you actually had Cloud9. They were actually peaking during the retake. Instead of just, again, calm and collected, right? Just stick to what you're supposed to do, which is a crossfire at the back of the B's bomb site. Instead, they started peeking, and they're letting HellRaisers in the game by doing so. They're letting them actually get the picks that they want. Instead of just, you know, playing it defensive, let them actually hunt for you. Since you have the advantage, you have the bomb down.
Talk to us about the difference between the way the two sides have afterplant. Afterplant lost in the HellRaisers attack, there was always a nade, always a flash, something that bought them 10, 15 seconds. No such thing, no such luck for Cloud9.
Yeah, for Cloud9 that round, they didn't really have that much nades to work with. I mean, they smoked off coils and CD spawn in the beginning, but that's about what they had because they used it to actually take over mid to get some mid control first. They got the entry, which was good, and then they opted to just, you know, fall back to B as fast as possible and hope that they only had one guy at B because the other guy would have rotated to mid because there was a bunch of action there.
So now Cloud9 find themselves with HellRaisers on 14 rounds, and they can afford nothing here as Dozier gets himself the frag onto Shroud. Dozier follows up with a second, and this is what they cannot afford to be doing. They'll wake up and it'll be some 10 match points for the HellRaisers if they lose this round. Senfis goes down, Simple has that. And Simple really might just be the way to describe this HellRaisers performance. They've gone through the motions. And are now 4-on-1 in favor of nothing, but Cloud9 would be, remember, one defeat down as well. It only takes 2 to be knocked out of these groups and knocked out of this tournament.
Yeah, and this is looking rough for Cloud9. They're not going to have that much money to work with. They're not going to have almost any rifles. They might just stick with pistols and, you know, buy some smokes and flashes and just try and hit a site fast. Right there, they just tried to get control of mid. It didn't pan out. They got locked down in middle and they kept on losing men. And I don't, the stuff that they're doing right now, it's not really working for them. They need to try something new. And like I said, they opted to go for pistols and a bunch of smokes. They're going to do something fast. They're opting to go to B.
Let's see whether that works for them here. Markov and Kusha have been on their game today as well. They're not a duo you want to be facing when they're in tip-top form. And here comes Markov, first frag is Shroud, and HellRaisers have a man to the good already, but they chase down and isolate Markov. It's next onto Kusha, and it is no dice for him. Angel's going to come in now. Senfis is going to put down that bomb, and the HellRaisers retake is now underway. Hiko gets the frag on towards Angel. Simple has just Dozier for comfort. Dozier will come around from the ruins. The Molotov's been tossed out there, and Dozier gets himself the frag onto Hiko. 2 versus 2, and only 11 points of health on the Cloud9 side. They're down, and the game is over, as HellRaisers have stomped Cloud9.
Stellar performance by HellRaisers. They played superb, and there wasn't really that much Cloud9 could do. I mean, they played very slow.